Today is May 21st, 2025. It is a Wednesday. It is 9:31 p.m. Tatio. That right there, I've been waiting to do that since the very first video. The very first video. I didn't know what the sound effect was from. The sound effect turned out to be from Reading Rainbow. I have a few notes here today. So first off, no longer moving to Tennessee. Looks like we're aiming to move down to South Florida. Next up on the agenda, Lilo and Stitch is this weekend, so I couldn't record yesterday either because to my displeasure there was a roach in my room and it was trying to find its way out. I would have loved to guide it safely out of my room without hosing it down with a whole can of Bengal. But it was flapping its wings just a little too much, and stand your ground laws are just something that I abide by. This is blank. And I wasn't too exactly sure how I wanted to do these Tatios, because my intent was just to pick up items that I see or make a short list every week and review a few items so that I could properly... Gotta move my hands down here. I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to do Tatio this time around. I'm trying to come up with a consistent formula that ensures that I have a good time recording, an easy time editing, and you all have an easy time watching and absorbing what I'm telling you. Now, my plan at first was to review all of one thing in one video, no matter how long it would be. So I have a big bookshelf filled with books, so making that video would be hell because I haven't read all the books. I would have to take footage of flipping through the books to show you what's inside, to give you an idea of what they are, and tell you how I got all the books, which wouldn't be easy because, you know, library. I got them at the library. But then something like a video of everything that's hanging on my wall, that would be a fun video because I don't have that many things hanging on my walls, and everything that I do have hanging on my walls is cool and fun to talk about. So this formula wasn't consistent, and I finally came up with a new method of how I want to do things, and that is to review everything that's on one piece of furniture within my house. I gotta get this tape out of my pocket. Review everything that's on one piece of furniture within my house. So, well, maybe not everything, because everything would take way too damn long. But a highlight reel of the things that I interact the most with on objects inside my house. So an episode on every single book that I have inside my house wouldn't be very fun for me to film or for you to listen to. But doing an episode on all the books that I very commonly pull off my shelf that has all the books on it would be. For starters, this dresser was made in God knows when. For starters, this dresser was made in 1766. That's a blatant lie. There's not enough paint damage on it to really warrant it being labeled as well loved, but it hasn't been taken care of well enough to, well, not have stupid shit like that on there. Here's a sticker from the time that my parents went on the TV show The Price is Right. Here's a sticker from Despicable Me 2. I've never seen Despicable Me 2, and I don't know how this got on there. I tried to take it off at one point. It didn't. When you're facing the front, in the top left drawer, you'll be able to find useless electronics and knickknacks. This drawer used to be filled up with every single sketchbook, binder, and drawing that I've ever done since middle school. I have saved every single one of them. They have now been moved to a filing cabinet, and this drawer has been reserved for shit that I cannot stand to let go of, even though I do not need it anymore. Pretty much everything in this drawer will be getting rid of, except for this right here, which is a hard drive bay. This could be useful. I probably may never use this again, but the one day that I need a hard drive bay that could store 2 hard drives, have it right here. Things that are here are film reels for trailers. This is for a trailer for a movie called Mr. Woodcock. Shoot 'em up. I don't know what they are, but They're 2 minutes long, so this is 2 minutes of film. And if you hold them up to a lamp, you could watch the whole thing in the slowest, most agonizing way possible. While I'd love to go over every single Lego set that I've ever owned and every single spaceship that I've ever built, it would just take way too long. And honestly, if I ever need a video, that could be a video of its own. But this is well, not every, but this is mainly all the Legos I've ever had in my life. Oh, god damn it. And in the bottom left drawer, we have all the audio equipment that I alluded to not too long ago. These are two speakers that I ripped out of a TV. They probably sound fine if I were to hook them up to something, so I'll definitely be keeping these. All the rest of these are mainly like these weird audio cards that slide into these giant metal racks. They're for theater equipment that the theater that I was working at was about to throw away, and I decided to keep them because I thought that they would make good props in the future. I still think that, and the fact that these boards are so clean and neat, they're just kind of cool to look at. And while I do think I will be getting rid of a lot of them because I doubt I'll need many of these, just like, look at this, you know. I kind of want to hang this up on my wall at some point. Back here is a $30 amp. I trust this amp with my life. Here's a picture of it up on screen. And you can't see it under this, but this is the HP Pavilion Laptop 15. This thing fueled the first 2 years of my life on the internet. It was a terrible laptop then, an even worse laptop now. I've ripped out the drive, and the battery doesn't even hold a charge for 30 minutes. But I will never forget it. And the day that I need an LCD screen or a keyboard or a motherboard for something, God knows what, I'll be able to rip it from this thing right here. This being the drawer I interact the most with, it makes the most sense as to why it's the messiest. At one point, it wasn't. This was a very organized, clean, neat drawer that I could get to everything with without ripping something in the way of something else. Here's the remnants of that, color-coded foam pads. Hot glue gun. I bet you've never heard this one before, but my childhood Dremel. The shell of a really, really, really cool $11 party gun I found on Amazon that I've been meaning to repaint for the past 3 years. If I don't get to it within the next 3 years, I'm probably gonna have to throw this away just to punish myself for wasting my money on things that I don't need. And this is a Stormlight for a Proton Pack mod that I was working on for the full-sized Spirit Halloween Proton Pack. I got it because with the press of two buttons, it does a near perfect replication of the, new era cyclotron lights. Haven't gotten around to it yet because, there's no reason, really. Now, while this drawer may just look as messy as the rest of them, this is actually the most organized thing in my bedroom to date, and I'm extremely proud of this. This is about the only time where hoarding multiple things plural, has ever paid off for me. I don't throw away cables because you always need a cable that you never feel like buying. And it also pays off because every single product that I have ever owned that has come with a cable tie, like these little Velcro, god damn it, these little Velcro things right here, with the hole and where they get like thinner at the end. I've saved every single one of these for like the past 4 years, and every single cable that I own now has one to go with it. So everything in here isn't like tied around into itself as tight as it possibly could just to stop it from foiling around. Everything has its own proper cable tie. All the big cables are on one side, all the smaller cables are at the bottom, charging cables are in the top right corner, power bars over here. Here's a spare pair of headphones. These are the Samsung something or others. I don't like them, but they're here. More audio equipment cables. I just love these rainbow ribbon cables. I always like to have a bunch of them lying around. If you're ever making props, the coolest thing that you could put on your props other than silver Sharpie on the edges of anything is ribbon cables. Ribbon cables make anything instantly look more mad science-y and a lot more believable. Lots of RCA cables, lots of these power cables. I remember I was pulling my hair out because I knew I had 5 of these lying around and I could only find 4, and I desperately needed the 5th one. The theater that I was working for was about to throw away 20 of these. I took every single one. And when I say every single one, you better believe me when I say every single one. Some of them aren't even in here because they can't fit in here. But after needing one so bad, I refuse to have anything less than 15 of these. I just, ironically enough, now that we're talking about this, the other day I ran out of HDMI cables. That's the end of that story. This is the very last drawer that, well, this one is still technically organized. It's also technically not, but it still is. No matter what I do, no matter how much I organize my life, it seems that I will always end up with an amount of things that don't really belong in a category, don't really fit in any other place that I need them to. And no matter what I do, they will always end up in a junk drawer. So I always just intentionally have a junk drawer so I don't feel defeated in the end when I have one screw and a stick of gum and a screwdriver that fits screws that I don't own anymore into one drawer. And that's what this is to the max. Here's a baseball glove. I've never played baseball. Here's a boxing glove. I've never boxed. You can't really see it, but at the bottom there is a pink salt and black granite top chessboard, and in this box is all the pieces for that chessboard. I've never played chess. PVC pipes. These giant PVC pipes, while they're not expensive, they're a drag to get and even a harder drag to cut, so I just keep the scraps around. Here's a black bag. I don't know what it goes to. Here's the world's most bizarre Crown Royale bag. I've never drank Crown Royale. I don't know what this is or what it goes to. I think I found it in a lawnmower, but this is probably the sickest thing that I own. And you can't see it, but there's a metal tin fishing cup in the back there that says Yoda Best with a picture of Yoda on it. It's the most embarrassing thing on the planet, and I don't want to show you. One last thing in here that I will show you, though, is this right here. This is a flat spoon. My grandpa on my mother's side, his name is Abuelo, he gave it to me. It's a flattened spoon. My first ever YouTube channel's name was Flat Spoon Productions, so this spoon is, well, I was gonna say it's special to me, but here it is in the junk drawer. So there are a few things on the top of this dresser that I'm not going to review. The top of the top chunk of the house that I showed in the last video because I've already reviewed it. Any water bottles that I have on the top of this dresser, because I'm going to have a whole episode dedicated to all the cups and bottles that I have in my room. This hand sanitizer, because there's no interesting story behind this hand sanitizer. There might be an interesting one as to why it's already halfway empty, but it's also not really that interesting. And whatever this is, because this isn't even mine. I have a group of what I would consider to be close friends up in a place called Greenville, North Carolina. I visited them for 2 weeks out of a summer a few years ago, and when I went with them, we went down to a neat place called Washington, and there they had a store called Flying Pig Provisions. This is a brown paper bag that I got from them when I ordered 2 pairs of socks. Both the socks were black and had a separate sleeve for your big toe. One was completely pitch black. The other one had little coffee mugs on them. The socks in total cost me $15. I don't know where they are, and I never got to wear them, so it was not worth it. Another trip that I went with them to South Florida, we went to a place called Sushi King. It was one of my friends' favorite restaurants. This is the menu from there. I think I got a Tiger Island roll, which was really tasty, so I got 2 and some soup that I didn't like. We went to Universal Orlando, Florida for 2 days straight, got to tour down Daytona Beach, and I got to sleep in a house on a place called Flagler Beach, which is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. This is a paper stack holder that is shaped like a giant paper clip. It reminds me of Clippy, which is the only reason why I've kept it. This is the can of Bengal I used to kill that one roach. It is the most effective roach spray that you can get for your money off the shelf at any common store. For a can sized about this, it would be 13 to 15 bucks. I think this one was 12 or 13, but I ordered it online, so I can't really exactly remember how much they scanned me out of. But considering that I'm going to still be living in Florida a year from now and roaches are imminent here, beer. This I always make sure to have plenty of on my person. For $10 a can for about every month, you could spray every single corner of your house, and you're guaranteed to, whenever you see a roach, it will be dead within the next day. If you spray it directly onto roaches that are bothering you, they will die in about 20 minutes. Now, obviously, about the elephant in the room, there's a bunch of little Ghostbuster gadgets on the desk right here. However, I want that to be its own episode, and anything that I would say in here would just be the footnotes version of whatever I would say in the inevitably long episode about each and every single one of these props. And, you know, I got a lot of stuff to say about them, so I'll save that for later. Gold Bond.